Hey everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. Hope everyone's doing well. You guys, I know it's been a long while since I have posted a video as to what is happening on the farm, everything that's going on in life. We've just been busy, with life things, getting caught up with chores and things like that. We went on our Father's Day camping trip, which was super fun. It's called the Gamblers 500, and that's always so much fun to hang out with a bunch of people and go camping. And then let's see, we had 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, happy Father's Day, all these late holidays, and just so many other things, you guys. So many other things. We have little Kiki here. Look at that. It's our barn cat. She's so sweet, you guys. And she gave us a bunch of babies. So I thought she was fixed, but she's not fixed. So we're definitely going to get her fixed because I don't want to have a bunch of kittens. The kittens that we do have in the barn are so cute, you guys. I believe we have 4, and I think we're going to keep all of them. 1 girl and 3 boys. And we have so much property that you can't even tell if we have like 4 kittens, 5 kittens. So it's fun, you guys. And some will make it, some will not, but we're definitely going to get them all fixed. I've been hoping that they stay in the barn just like their mom does. Look at their mom. She's so easygoing, and she just stays in the barn. She just hangs out in the barn. She doesn't go anywhere else. She doesn't go out to the front of the house or anything like that. There's plenty of things for her to hunt here in the garden, and she comes into the garden. She catches voles, which is like a half, I don't even, half mole, half mouse, something like that. And so she catches those, brings them into the barn. Snakes, she brings those into the barn. What else? Birds, she catches birds and brings those into the barn to feed her babies. I feed them, but she just, guess they need a little taste of the wild. So many things it's happening. So many things happening on the farm. Let me see. My niece graduated from the Marine Corps, so she is a first private. I'm super excited about that. We have our mechanic here. If you hear that weed eater, he's Caden. He's repairing some of our equipment. And so hopefully you can hear me with the microphone on and you can't hear all that sound in the background. But I just want to come out here, you guys, because it's been a long while since I have given you a tour of the garden, and so many things have been popping up. The seeds that we started are popping up. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the first big garden bed right here. We do have some garden beds that have some tarps over the top of them because I want to combat the weeds. I hope you guys can hear me over the weed eater. So I have some tarps over some of these garden beds to combat some of the weeds, and it's working. It's working. I have doubled up on some of them. There's a couple of them that I do need to add more, but my goal is this fall, after the summer garden is done, I'm going to cover up all the garden beds with some tarps, and I'm hoping to kill off the weeds. That's my goal. It's going to be a real bummer because I do like planting the fall garden, and I do have some metal containers that I might plant, like these ones right here. I might plant some fall stuff in there because all that basil is going to die out, which I'm going to show you in a little bit because that all self-seeded itself, which is amazing. I don't know if I bought plants. I believe I did. I think I bought some plants from the nursery and then I popped them here into the garden bed, and boy, they just exploded. So yeah, our baby goats, we took them to auction, and that was the last video that I posted. I was so sad, you guys, after um, sending them to the auction and watching them be sold off. And yeah, this year we're probably just going to have one pregnant, probably Rosemary. I'm going to get her pregnant and have her just rotate them. So there's always going to be one goat impregnant, and I'm always going to have one goat in milk because I've never, this is only my 2nd year milking, and I don't know how much they produce all year round. And so far, I get from the both of them combined, I get 1 gallon a night. So I milk out at night, and I get 1 gallon. At first, I was getting 2 gallons a day because I was milking morning and night. And then we just didn't need that much milk. It was just accumulating in the fridge, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was just making cheese, and you can only make so much stuff, and then try to eat it all. And I did freeze a lot of it too. But that is kind of a little quick update as to what is happening. Everyone seems to be doing really good. All the animals are doing really good. And yeah, let's see. Oh, and our ducks are gone. I think they just kind of flew the nest. They're wild. So I think they finally just flew off. They are at our neighbor's property. We went over to our neighbor's house yesterday and they are over there hanging out in their pond. So that's fine. Um, that's okay because they were kind of ruining the pond anyways. They were kind of eating the sides, the walls of the pond, which we need to definitely figure that out to get them from corroding, and that's what they're doing. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this garden tour. Enough of the chit chat. Let's get off to the winter squash and let me show you how that's doing. All right, so here we have some winter squash, some zucchini. Now, you guys, I thought I planted all Black Beauty, but I didn't. I planted some yellow zucchini as well. I have never had really good success with the yellow zucchini. For some reason, it didn't really grow really well for me. But this year, the zucchini is growing fantastic. We are having so many zucchini. And this year, so what we do with the zucchini, I definitely use it in some stir fry. I put it in minestrone. I put it in brownies. You can put it in cookies. You can't even tell. You guys, you can't tell. You could put it in everything. You could put it in your zucchini, like lasagna. You could put it in lasagna. You could mix it up with the meat and layer it in there. So many different things, which I did not know that you had. You can do so many different things with zucchini. You can make zucchini noodles, saute it in some little garlic and olive oil and things like that. And it's so delicious. You can tell the difference, but it's a good way to eat pasta, a healthy way to eat pasta if you want those pasta noodles. It's just not the same, but if you want an option, a different option, you can always make the zucchini into little zucchini noodles, and they are good. And so that's what we have going here, a bunch of zucchini. So we have quite a few plants, you guys, because I thought they weren't all growing, and then I popped in more seeds. And so now they're all growing. So let me go ahead and show you all of the zucchini that is popping up from over here, the yellow, the Black Beauty, all of them. Oh my gosh, this little kitty, she's so stinking cute. Hey there, sweetie. Oh, look at her. Oh my goodness. She is so sweet, you guys. Oh. So there are the yellow zucchini right in there. And then in the back here, way in the back corner, you can see past that leaf right there. There's some zucchini back in there. Oh, I broke this leaf. Darn it. It's okay. So that is how the zucchini is doing. Now, I made a mistake in planting the zucchini really close to the edge over here and then planting some big perennials. So you can't really get in through this little area right here. So I need to either trim this up or take out the perennials. One or the other, something's going to happen because this is such a tiny, tiny little walkway right in through this area. Now here is the Thai basil. Look how beautiful these containers have turned out, you guys. So pretty. So we have some lavender. I do have some strawberries in there. See that little guy? So cute. Now I have harvested quite a few strawberries from here, but we've just been eating them fresh. And so that's how this one's doing. And all of the marigolds, some of them self-seeded, some of them I did plant some seeds and everything's growing fantastic. This one right here has some lavender. We have some strawberries. We have some lobelia right there. And we have some more lavender on the other end. Now this one over here, this tomato, um, just self-seeded itself. It was cascading through the walkway, but I have trimmed it up. And yeah, we have some more Thai basil right in here. We have some marigolds, some strawberries, and some more basil right at the very end. So over here in this garden bed, we have some bush beans, and the bush beans are doing so well. Now, I have not harvested any bush beans from this garden bed right here, but I have harvested bush beans from another garden bed, and they're just so awesome. Now, last year I did not plant that many bush beans, so this year I did plant succession sowed. I planted some seeds in this garden bed and another garden bed, and I think we can still do one more succession of beans because we have such a long growing season in zone 9. And what I do with the green beans, so not only do we eat them fresh, which that's what we did with this last batch, is we just been eating them fresh, and we put them in soups, we put them in stir fries, we put them in anything, pretty much anything. And then what else do we do? I do freeze them. So when I freeze them, I didn't know this in the beginning, but what you have to do is you have to boil some water, blanch them, which is you drop these green beans, you cut them up or whatever you want to, however you want to preserve them. You put them in a pot of hot boiling water for 1 minute. You take them out. You put them in a nice ice bath. You cool them down really fast, and then you dry them off. And you put them in I put them in a freezer, like a freezer saver, where you could suck all the air out, and then I store them in little 1 pound increments in the freezer. So if I want to take them out, I know it's in a 1 pound increment, and that's what works for us. So this is how they're doing. They're doing fantastic. Now I have been fertilizing once a week, and everything is flourishing and doing fantastic. And you guys, today is so humid. I'm sweating so much right now. It's just so humid and overcast. Yesterday was a little bit the same, not as humid, but definitely overcast. So let me show you how the other garden bed is doing. This garden bed, you guys, is doing amazing. This is our watermelon. I didn't think that I was going to be getting any watermelon this year. I have never had good, like, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Not progress, but success. I haven't had a good success with watermelon. And I don't know why. I think it's just because I was planting it in the wrong season. I was planting my watermelon in the spring, which no, you have to plant it in the middle of summer, kind of like summertime, June, July, somewhere around there. I have a list of like a chart that I go by, and it has months, like all the months on the top, and then it highlights all the vegetables that you can plant in our zone. So I just picked it up from our local nursery. I'm sure there's a lot of local nurseries that have those types of little pamphlets or little things that you could, find out what grows best in your neighborhood, along with obviously Google. But I just got it from the local nursery, and yeah, doing fantastic, you guys. And I didn't do much. I just put the seeds right in there and popped them right into the soil. So we have a bunch of watermelon, and we have one pumpkin, or one winter squash. I hope it's going to do well. Oh my goodness, it's so humid. There's no way I could live in a humid place here. Anywhere in the US. California, where we live, it does not get this humid. Usually it stays fairly dry, but boy, today is pretty hot. All right, so that's how the watermelon is doing. Let me go off to the cucumber and show you how those are doing. All right, so over here in the cucumber area, it's doing fantastic, you guys. Now, I did layer with the heavy mulch in a lot of these garden beds in hopes to suppress some of the weeds, and I believe this one, it worked. I mean, there is some weeds still growing in here, like this crabgrass right here, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad as the other beds. So I don't know. I might get lucky, and I might not have to tarp up this bed, because I just want to tarp up the beds where the weeds are so bad. And yeah, some of them, it just looks like a layer of lawn. Okay, so these cucumbers are looking really good. Really, really good. I have not harvested any cucumber because we just started these seeds not too long ago. I just added these masonry ladders onto them. Oh my goodness, they have a beautiful orange dragonfly right there. So pretty. Let me show you, you guys. See that? I don't know if this camera does any justice, but it's so bright orange. It's so pretty. So far, I'm really enjoying seeing these cucumbers grow, and it's so easy. You just pop the seed right into the soil. And I had these masonry ladders. I bought them from the Home Depot for like $3, $4 each. I don't know how much they cost now, but that's how much they cost when I purchased them, and it's doing fantastic. So I am so happy and pleased that these cucumbers are doing fantastic. And I can't wait to plant. If the weeds are not too bad in this garden bed, I might just plant some garlic and some onions, because we do go through a lot of garlic and onion, and I did not plant that much garlic and onion last year, so we went through it pretty fast. All right, you guys, here's my lemongrass. It's not looking too good. I need to cut it back, like really cut it back in the fall. I need to really chop it down, go through it, take out all the dead leaves, and really give it a good cleanup. But look how beautiful that is, you guys. I love it when everything looks so green. Let me just turn you around to give you a view of how the garden is looking right now. Isn't that so pretty? I mean, this one's definitely full of crabgrass, but the watermelon's looking fantastic. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait, you guys. I might be eating my words when all these little watermelon, trail out, when these vines trail out. I don't know. Or I might like it. Who knows? But yeah, there's the beans, there's a squash. And then look at these dahlias, you guys. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, look at the bumblebees. Hey, little guys. So pretty. So I have a bunch of dahlias, a bunch of perennials, and they're just looking so gorgeous. We had some gladiolas that were popping up that were looking fantastic. And I do have an artichoke plant somewhere tucked in to one of these little areas. Let me find it. I think it's over there. Ooh, I don't know if it's still alive. Let's see. We did weed eat the garden, and I had some help weed eating. And I totally forgot to put some cages, and this is one of them. Oh man. Oh man, I don't think it survived. Shoot. Yeah, they kind of got it with the little weed whacker. Darn it. I thought one of the leaves survived, and if it can get one leaf, then it'll all survive. But no, there it is right there. But I don't know, that little guy, he might survive. I'm going to put a little cage over the top of it so it doesn't happen again. Poor little guy. So over here in this garden bed, we have the Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunchokes. And they have gotten out of control, you guys. Just out of control. They are now growing outside of the garden bed. I don't know how to contain it. I think they're just here for life. And I didn't harvest any Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunchokes, last year. So this, if you've never seen a Jerusalem artichoke or sunchoke, um, they're good for your gut health. It doesn't really taste much like anything. It tastes like the brine that you put it in. And so if you eat too much, they say that it's supposed to upset your stomach. But what I do is I put a salt brine. I don't know if you ferment them. I think it's called ferment them in a salt brine to remove a lot of the gases. And then I put my forever brine, the one that I'm going to pickle it in or, store it in, and it's so good, you guys, and it's supposed to be really good for your gut health. So this definitely produces quite a bit of vegetables. You can eat it with sandwiches, you can eat it with soups, you can eat it, by itself. You don't want to eat too much of it. That's what I've heard. But yeah, so this is how it's doing now. This right here, this bushy stuff right here, this is asparagus. I did make a mistake and popped in some asparagus in here. And because I can't see it with the Jerusalem artichokes, it grows to seed. We have, we have eaten some asparagus, but just fresh from the garden. When I see it, I just cut it and we eat it fresh. And it's only like one or two stalks and that's it. But yeah, so this is how the Jerusalem artichokes are doing along with the asparagus. Wild. It's doing wild. So definitely need to harvest that when it's time. And the way I know it's time is these these little canes have beautiful yellow flowers, and the yellow flowers will die out. And then when they die out, that's when you know when to harvest them. You just cut them all back and start digging, and then you'll find potato bugs. So you definitely have to be careful because those potato bugs, I think that's what they're called, Jerusalem potato bugs. I think Jerusalem crickets, something like that, are ugly and scary. Yeah, and I don't like to run into them. So that's how this garden bed is doing. Now let's go off to the raspberry bush. Here's a raspberry bush. Not too good, you guys. I mean, they just kind of dry up and shrivel up. I don't know if I'm overwatering it. I don't know if I'm underwatering it. I fertilize it. I gave it a berry tone fertilizer. I also fertilized it with some fish emulsion. I don't know, maybe I'm fertilizing it too much, but this is how it's looking. It hasn't really given me any blackberries at all. Now the blackberries that are coming out, the shoots that these blackberries have sent out, the runners that are coming out from the ground, look way better than this one for sure. Let me show you. There it is. Look at that. That's looking so good. Here's another one. That's looking way better than the one that's in the container. You see the difference? It's so much greener. It's probably just because it's coming out from the earth, of course. But I feel like this is a thornless blackberry bush, and I feel like it's probably going to take over this whole area. So I'm going to have to move these plants right in here and these bulbs. So that way you could just have a little corner of the garden. And there's a little Kiki right there. So over here in this garden bed, we have a bunch of peppers. And you guys, I left the tags in here with the peppers. So I could know which peppers I planted in the garden bed. I came in here this morning looking for the tags for the peppers, and they're not in here. I can't find them anywhere. I was digging around and I just couldn't find them. So I have no idea. I know I planted some Thai chilies. I know I planted some, I think I have a jalapeno. Oh goodness. I have like this one right here. This one has like a couple different ones. There's red, some little short stubby red ones and some big long ones right here. So I don't know what kind of variety this one is. We do have some bell peppers in here that are doing really, really good. I did harvest a couple from this one, but we have so many different chili peppers in here. And you just can't see it because all this crabgrass, because this is one of the garden beds that I definitely want to get rid of the crabgrass, you guys. You could spend weeks. For me, if I want to, without help, I get help from our guys. They come in here and they help me weed at the garden because sometimes it's just so overwhelming. It'll take me to do the whole entire garden to weed eat it myself, and it's every single day, 8 hours a day. It would probably take me a good week, maybe a week and a half. Um, but to get help to come out here and help me weed eat the garden beds is just like a blessing, because there's no way it does not make it any fun when you're spending a majority of your time trying to pull out these weeds in the heat, and along with taking care of house chores stuff too. And then, we got the goats, but I only milk the goats out at night. So that's a nice thing. But you have to milk them out all the time. You cannot, once you have milk animals, you can't take a break. You can't take a break. If you want milk and you have your dairy goats or dairy cows or things like that, if you want to take a vacation, you definitely have to find someone to house it, to milk them out, or else you're going to lose your milk, or they're just going to dry up, or they could have mastitis because it'll get an abundance of milk and they need to relieve that pressure. So milking is a chore for sure. And I knew it getting into it. I knew what I was getting into it, what I was getting myself into. And honestly, I love it. I love my goats. They're so good. They're such good girls. And the more I hang out with them, the better they are. The more familiar they are with me. And we have a routine, which is awesome. So I don't know how I got sidetracked with that, but peppers doing fantastic. Fantastic, you guys. I just miss being on here. I haven't been on YouTube in a while now. I think about a few weeks. And so I kind of miss all of my friends and miss seeing them and miss talking to them. I mean, granted, I don't see anybody obviously on YouTube, but I know my friends see me and I do miss them. So the peppers are doing fantastic. Now, you guys, I have a variegated pepper, and it looks so cool. Let me show you. I don't know what kind of pepper it's going to throw off, but we're about to find out. So let me show you what it looks like. And there it is. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? I wonder if it's a bell pepper. Now I have that bell pepper right there, plant, and it's giving us so many bell pepper. But all of these are doing so good. I thought this is a Thai chili. No, this one. This one's Thai chili? No, this one. This one's a Thai chili. Whoa, look at that. Look at all those Thai chilies in there. Wow. That is so many. Amazing. Oh gosh, you guys, that is just awesome. I love the way that looks. So green and lush. And then we have some tomato plants right here. One Roma tomato, it's kind of like a bushy style. And then we have another one right here, which I think this is the Ace 55. I feel that this year, maybe these might trellis up, or maybe this is as tall as they're going to get. But these tomatoes are looking really, really good. Really good. So many things are growing. And then over here, this is our potatoes. This is where we have all of our potatoes. Now, you guys, at first, you know, John was telling me, like, don't buy potatoes, don't grow potatoes. You know, it just takes up the garden space and they're so cheap to buy. And he's right, they are cheap to buy. To buy a big bag, you can get them for super cheap. But the flavor of the potatoes are amazing, you guys. They're so buttery and so delicious, and they're so tasty. So I just, yeah, if I need potatoes, I just come out here to the garden bed and I just kind of rubbish through the potatoes and find the sizes that I want and then take them inside. That's how I preserve my potatoes. I just eat them as I go. Sometimes I do, if I take out too many, I just kind of store them in the house in a nice, dark, cool space. But other than that, I just come in here and I just grab what I need. And that's how I do my potatoes. Is that the right way? Probably not, but that's how I do it. And I'm happy with it. So that is how that garden bed is doing. Now, this is the garden bed. This is one of the containers that we got from a friend, and we used it for a wedding, but they left it here, they gave it to us, and now we're going to use it for some gardening. So what my goal is, it's a pretty big trough. um my goal is with this one is I can use it for so many different things, you guys. um at first I was thinking maybe I could use it to store some baby chicks because it's nice and tall, and that's still a possibility. I'm still thinking about that. That just came to mind. But I also was thinking about planting a bunch of vegetables in there also. Now I do have some other troughs that I could plant vegetables in, so I don't know. Because I don't want to put a bunch of dirt. My thing is, like, I don't want to put a bunch of dirt because this is going to take up a bunch of dirt, and then remove it if I want to move it someplace else. Yes, and I don't know. Maybe I might use this. That just came to mind, right now. Right, my thought process changes so rapidly, so I really have to, like, calm it down. So over here, you guys, this is the bean patch. This is the bean patch that I have been harvesting from. Some of it's getting kind of yellow. Some of it has, I feel like it's time to take out, but I'm going to do one last harvesting from this bean patch and then take it all out. And then I do have some purple beans, you guys. Let me show you. These guys right here, these purple beans. And did you know, I did not know this, did you know when you cook with them, they turn green? I had no idea. So they're so pretty. So yeah, they kind of, they lose its color, turn into green. So I use these for stir fry, just like the other ones, and they're doing fantastic. We've been harvesting quite a few, and this is the one that we've been eating fresh from. So that one, I might, the other garden bed, I might preserve it and, I don't know, eat fresh as well. I put it in everything, minestrone soup. Like I said, you could use it for green bean casserole, which is what I'm preserving some of the vegetables for Thanksgiving. I cannot wait. My goal is to eventually have a feast, all farm to fork, where I could come out here, harvest everything, and we could use it for our Thanksgiving feast and our Christmas dinner and all those things, along with, eating fresh daily, which is awesome. So this is how the bean patch is doing. It's just doing fantastic. Harvested so many beans from here, and I still have a bunch more to harvest. Look at that. So many more. This whole little area full of beans. Awesome, you guys. So now on the other side of this garden bed, on the other side of this trellis, we have some tomatoes. So let me go ahead and show you what tomatoes are growing. So here on this side, oh gosh, you guys, look at how beautiful that pearl of tomatoes. Look at that. Isn't that just so gorgeous? So these tomatoes are beautiful. I have to say, it's called Midnight Snack by Gurney's. They're doing fantastic. Look at how they're growing. So beautiful. Once it gets to this height right here on the top, I just kind of let it go a little bit wild. I don't trim it as much. But the tomatoes, I just love how they grow in this little pearl like setting. So pretty, so delicious. These ones are ready to go. These guys right here. And then we have this one right here. And at first I was wondering, like, why are some of them yellow? Why are some of them orange? Why are some of them red? Well, because it's a rainbow blend. That's why. Look at that. So they have some red ones and then we have some orange ones right there. So good and so delicious. But I think what I would rather prefer are Roma tomatoes or some sort of beefsteak tomato instead of this type of little small. They're not quite big and they're not quite small either. So I kind of like my cherry tomatoes to be bite size and the bigger tomatoes to be more like slicers. So now you guys, here's the eggplant. Let me give you a good look at the eggplant. The eggplant, you guys, is doing fantastic. Holy moly, look at all those eggplants in there. So many, you guys. So many. I'm going to be making a Middle Eastern dish with these eggplants, like a dip. And look how beautiful they are. Aren't those so pretty? Last year, I grew some eggplant, or I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I grew a bunch of eggplant and I learned how to make this Middle Eastern dish, and it was so good. And so I decided this year to go a little overboard and plant a ton of eggplant. So there's some eggplant in here. Probably after this vlog, I'm going to come in through here and harvest a bunch of things because it's time. And I'll give you a little video of all the things that are harvested, which is so awesome. Plus, I'm going to pop in some more videos towards the end of this video, end of this vlog, of the little updates of what we've been doing, like our Father's Day excursion. That's always so much fun. I love camping. I'm going to see if I have any video of my niece graduating from the Marine Corps. That was super awesome. So proud of her. And then what else? I don't think I got any 4th of July stuff, but oh, kittens. Yes, baby kittens. I'm gonna pop in some videos of the baby kittens. They're so stinking cute. Usually at night they're all together in the barn, um, but in the daytime like this, they're everywhere. They're just running and hiding and playing. So I don't know how I got sidetracked with the baby kittens, but yeah, that's the eggplant. This is how the eggplant is doing. Fantastic. Now here we have our Myers lemon and it's doing great, you guys. We have some lemons growing right there, doing fantastic. Now we do have a wheelbarrow right here. We have some parsley growing right here in the corners. We have some dill that has it's died out now. I did harvest some of it and I did use some of it in some cold pickles, but that's what we have left. I wish we can grow dill in this season, but it is just way too warm. So let me go ahead and show you what's happening on this side of the trellis. Now here we have our Ace 55s. These are doing amazing. Now I did plant these a little later. I have not trellised, I have not it's not the word I was going to use. I have not trimmed it very much because at first I thought maybe this was a bush variety because it's not as tall as all the rest of them, but I did plant them a little later. But this is how they're doing. They are doing so good. I need to tie some of it up and I should go through here and maybe trim off some of the suckers and some of the leaves so that way you can get some more airflow because there's so much fruit growing in here. Look at that. Do you see those tomatoes right there? There's just like a huge cluster right there of tomatoes right underneath this big leaf. Yeah, right there. So yeah, there's so many tomatoes growing in here and I could see this big part right here that's going to probably fall over if I don't tie it up. But that's how the tomatoes are doing. Fantastic, growing profusely. I cannot wait to try these Ace 55s. This is the first time ever growing this variety. I've never tried it before, but I like the way it's looking and it's tolerating the heat quite well, you guys. It has been quite warm, over 100 here and there, in the high 90s. Today's definitely humid, but it's doing well. It has a little leaf curl here and there, but it's not bad compared to what some of the tomatoes look like in this heat. This variety is doing pretty well. I wish I planted some of those pink Berkeleys. Those are one of my favorites. And this year, for some reason, I did not plant any pink Berkeleys. I'm not too sure why. I thought I did, But we did get busy with everything, with Berry Fest and all these little things, that maybe I forgot to put them in the ground or in the garden beds, because I did get pretty busy, and I did waste quite a few tomato seedlings, which I was kind of disappointed in myself for doing that. But it happens. So let me go ahead and show you how the other garden beds are doing. Now over here in this garden bed, we have some small little cucumbers, and I don't really like them. This is the first time ever growing them, and they're bitter. The skin is very bitter. My husband John says I should put a little bit of salt in, like, sprinkle it into the soil and then rake it in there, and it's supposed to take away the bitterness. But I thought at first, if I grew them like smaller than this, picked them smaller than this, it wasn't going to be bitter, the skin wasn't going to be bitter, but it is. I like the way the crunch is, I like the way the inside looks, but the skin itself I don't like. And so yeah, I thought, you harvest them young, they're not going to be bitter. Nope. Nope, they are. They are. Doesn't matter what size. And I fertilized them, and they kind of look a little yellowish and not as green as the other cucumbers. So I don't know if it just doesn't like this weather, or if it doesn't like being, outside in the elements, or it needs to be in a greenhouse. I'm not too sure, but I don't think I'm going to plant this variety. I wish I could remember which variety I planted, but I'm not going to plant this variety again. I think I'm going to stick with the longer, thinner cucumbers. I like those ones better. All right, so now let's go off to the sun golds. Let me show you how the sun golds are doing. My favorite cherry tomato. Here we have our sun golds, you guys. These sun golds do not disappoint. So sweet. Mm, so delicious. And because I don't spray any pesticides, I could just pop them in my mouth like that. Now this, I have been harvesting a ton of cherry tomatoes from this plant, and I did trim up a bunch of suckers. I don't know if I'm going to do that with the sun golds next year. I think I'm just going to leave it go wild, and yeah, because they're so delicious and they're so good, and I really enjoy having them in the garden. So when it got tall like this, I kind of just let it go wild, but they're so good. Now right here we have some, I don't know what kind of variety this is. I feel like this is one of those plants that I found in the garden, and I popped it up and I put it over here. So I'm not too sure what variety that one is. Oh, did I put it down? Nope, that's sun gold. Yeah, I think that's a different variety that self-seeded itself. So now over here in this garden bed, we have some beans. We have some Brussels sprouts, which kind of have a bunch of aphids on them. I think I might just take them out. I don't know, you guys. I've never had a good success with Brussels sprouts. Um, I think I'm just going to go ahead and rip them out, because as I'm looking at them being devoured by aphids, it just looks kind of ugly. So that's what I have going. Some Brussels sprouts. We have a couple beans right in here. This is one of those beds that have a ton of weeds. Now on the other side of this garden bed, let me show you what we have going. This side, I feel like this was a bush variety. Like maybe there was like little round bushes, because it's not that tall at all. And the tomatoes are great. These are San Marzano. I do like them. I forgot what company this was that I planted. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I know I put a tag in here somewhere, um, but they're looking pretty good. There's not as many as I would like the other ones, but it's a good amount. It's a good amount to do fresh. We've been eating them fresh. I did attempt to make some spaghetti sauce, and then accidentally burnt it. John likes it. He says it tastes roasted, but it tastes burnt to me. So I'm going to try to make it into some sort of spaghetti sauce. He likes it just the way it is, because he likes to put it over some chicken, or it's just a bunch of vegetables that I sauteed in a crock pot. And this time I put the crock pot in our patio room, because the house is it was cool, and I didn't want it to heat up the house because it's been so hot. So I put the crock pot in the patio room on low and completely forgot about it for a day. And so it roasted in there for a day. It did have a lot of liquid, but it does taste a little super roasted. But that's okay. Maybe, I don't know, if John likes it, he likes it. So that's what's happening now. Some of these leaves are kind of dying out. I'm probably going to have to come in through here and clip them out. But that is how this garden bed is doing. So that is how the garden is doing. It's looking so lovely, you guys. It's just looking so great. And we still have a bunch of flowers for some job sites that we need to put in. But everything in here in the garden is looking fantastic. The chickens are doing really good. It's just so stinking hot, you guys. Can't see that now. Come on, Val. Val, our little half healer, half rat terrier. So good. But yeah, let me show you the chickens. Chickens are doing fantastic. Here they are all conjugating in their little chicken run. Do you see them? There they are. I was thinking about painting the fence black, so that way you can see everything clearly. I think that would look really cool. But that's how they're doing. They have some watering can or their watering jugs all filled up, and then I have a um, little pool right there where they can bathe in and just kind of walk around. And then I keep this area pretty moist, so it's nice and moist. Now we have our little garden right here, you guys, and I don't know, it's not looking good. It doesn't have any drip. We have to hand water it, and because we were out of town for a few days for our Father's Day thing, it kind of got a little missed. Yeah, so that's how it's doing. Not too good, and I think I need to come through here and rip that everything out. I did have a little sprinkler on top of the bucket that was kind of, giving it a good dousing. But this is the garden that I think I want to redo. I want to take out everything. I want to put the metal garden beds in here and maybe make this into my flower and herb garden, or like a tea garden or something like that. And I think that would look really pretty. So that's how the little garden is doing. I just kind of put the sprinkler on that pink bucket. What am I pointing at right there? And kind of spray it all at once. So I don't know. I want to put drip in this garden because it's a lot of work to water everything here. Before, I used to just have a bunch of hoses hooked up to that water spigot, and I would water everything on the property with this one water spigot. And now I have drip. My gosh, you guys, I can't even believe I used to drag hoses to the big garden. But now to have drip is amazing. It's just amazing. So that is what's happening. Everything's doing fantastic. The mama goats are doing good. I think I'm going to do a little night milking with you guys and give you an update as to what it's like milking goats, because it's been a year now and I've learned a lot over the year, and on everything I've learned about owning dairy goats and milking goats. And I'm sure there's still quite a bit more that I am going to learn over the years of having them. But I really enjoy them. It's definitely a chore, but I definitely enjoy this chore that I have to do. So there you have it, you guys. A quick update, or maybe not a quick update. I don't know. I'll see. What's happening on the farm, what's happening in the garden, what's growing, all the different produce that's growing. I cannot wait to do a big haul on all this produce. It's going to be amazing. And then it's already time, you guys, to start fall seeds. Can you believe that? Starting fall seeds. Right now in our zone 9, it's time to start some broccoli seeds inside, some broccoli, cauliflower, a bunch of things if you want to start planting things out for the fall garden. Yeah, you should start looking in seed catalogs or picking some fall seeds now. And the fall garden is my favorite. So I don't know, it's going to be tough when we have to tarp up all these beds, and I'm going to take a break from the garden, but I am going to have some of those metal garden beds. So I'm not going to be like 100% garden free. Once you start gardening and you get the bug, yeah, it's in you. So there you have it, you guys. Hopefully enjoying this video. Take care, be safe. I will see you in the next one, and hopefully it won't be too long. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.